So let's talk about DRIPS Demystified. All right. The funny thing is, when I say drip, everybody's gonna be like, "What are you, a plumber now?" You know.
So depending on what the age is, apparently that's what the kids call, fashion.
Oh, drip! Yeah. I got my drip.
Oh, that is.
We're gonna be president investor. Be like, I got my drip on. We got the investment drip. That's pretty funny, actually. So what if I told you there's a way? I'm going to be talking about the
I was going to say, now we're going to get new people. We're going to get all the teens.
I'm just trying to get it out of my house, my teen to stop saying it.
Oh, that's funny. It's now stuck forever. Every time my kids are like, Dad, you like my drip? I'm going to be like, you got investment drip? So what if I told you there's a way to grow your dividend income automatically without lifting a finger? What would you say?
Sign me up.
Heck yeah. Automatic. It's like that 401k thing, right? You sign up. You get your new job, you get your payroll all set up, you sign up for your 401k, and you just see it grow every single month. You forget that you're actually adding your own money, and half the time you're getting a match.
Nikki's client.
Where you're like, man, my 401k is killing it. And I'm like, well, you added 20 grand to it.
And the company gave you another 10.
And it only went up 31. But you're killing it. You made that $1,000.
Well, mine will ask me, what's the catch? And I said, there's really no catch. Hold on, let me teach you.
So a DRIP is a dividend reinvestment plan.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start there and talk about what is an actual DRIP.
So if a stock A pays you $2 for every share, and cumulatively you get $100 that quarter, well, you're going to take that $100 and instead of taking it out as cash, you're going to choose to reinvest that and buy more shares of that same company. So you kind of get this compounding effect of always constantly buying more shares, which then the next quarter, because you own more shares, increases your dividend payout. Then you take that and reinvest it. And then you get this beautiful snowball effect.
I love it.
Yep. And that's just from your dividend. Then you get whatever's happening to the stock price as well. And it's really beautiful when there's kind of a pullback in the market as well.
Yep.
One of my clients, the most awesome analogy, I always use it now, because simplicity, right? So I'm going over the base plan and talked about, so as long as I don't cut those branches, the leaves come again every year. And I'm like, yes. And with the drip, more come. As long as you don't take off the branches, you not only get more leaves, but you get more branches, which produce more leaves. And it's like now a thing. And I use it and it totally resonates.
Or fruit that you can eat.
Fruit. Well, we can talk about fruit, but when you don't need the fruit until you get to retirement in most cases. So this was, one of my youngest.
Let's harvest that fruit, take the seeds, and plant more trees.
Well, actually, that's where I was going to go.
We'll have to finesse it.
So I got a new book coming out called Money Work, and I'm working with the designer for the front cover, and I told him I wanted a grove of trees, money trees, and he's like, well, with AI and blah, he's like, I couldn't get anything to work, and I'm like, what? I don't want you to use AI. I want you to develop me something, and the concept of what I want on the front cover is not. The money tree is overdone. Everybody talks about the money tree. I want a money grove. And if you think about our portfolio, every single one of our dividend paying stocks is its own money tree. And we've built a grove. We've built a harvest that our clients are going to have not just one simplicity, but a bunch of trees that produce fruit that they can either use to plant more trees. Because we have plenty of stocks that have paid out so much dividend. And we've been able to rebalance the portfolio so many times where their original money is now actually paid them back. And we've bought one or two more stocks with the original money that they had from one. That is a growth. That is reality of a dividend investor. And that's why I was like, I don't want a money tree. It's not even the right analogy. And he's like, I'm fighting with the guy about it. He's like, well, I can't get it done. I'm like, then I'll go somewhere else. Because the reality is we're not planting a money tree.
No.
We're planting an entire harvest of money trees. And that's what our clients are living on. And that's the power of a drip, because then you can actually turn on drip automatically, and with the power of reinvestment and rebalancing, which we're not going to talk about in today's show, we can automatically do some really cool things and create this like amazing field of money trees that are producing revenue, and sometimes just, they're producing the fruit, but the fruit, they're not using it, and it's falling into the ground, is growing a whole nother tree back up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, this is pretty legit. What did you do to do that? Nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So let's dig into some of the
match in that case. So to the point of the 401ks doing the company match, they're in essence their own match. right?
Yes.
When they're doing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Try to
'cause,
explain that.
The fun thing is, like, I've got clients now that they're now in a threshold where they cannot contribute to a Roth any longer, but because of the dividend
Right.
each year,
They're contributing.
they're
Right.
using this drip,
Right.
and they're putting $10,000 or $15,000 back into their Roth every year. That's not even their money.
And I'm getting in trouble for saying this, but it does come back to the now versus in the future. You've got to get them to just give it just a little bit of time for you to be able to show them their money doing that live. Yep. And they just got to be a little bit patient. And it's hard when you're just starting.
Yeah.
But once it starts, the growth.
So let's talk about some real benefits to a drip. The compounding power that Kyle already mentioned, the snowball effect where you've got, dividend income and it's growing, it's adding back into more shares. And then the next month, the next quarter, you've got more shares and you get this snowball effect that it's growing and continuing to grow because every new share is creating more shares. And it's just automatically, think about a snowball rolling down the hill, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just think of cartoons where it's grabbing all the kids as it's going down. But the realities are, you're not doing anything. So that's a big one. Another one's dollar cost averaging. What do you guys got on that one?
Well,
The whole getting it on sale thing.
what's that? Yeah. So, no matter where the price is, you're constantly buying each quarter or monthly if they pay out monthly. So you just, it can end up being very tax efficient down the road. But
Trying to explain
the
you can
highlight,
have your cake and eat it too in that when the value is down and it's so much easier to show them than to tell them, oh, you want my value to go down? No. But if your value does go down, there's a positive to that too.
Yep.
Because you're getting more shares when those are down with that dividend drip.
It's that buying on sale,
Yeah.
I think if you have a dividend stock and you're living off of your dividend income, the reality is a lower valued price stock.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a stock that's $100 and all my stocks are $100, terrible example, and they all go down to $60, but my income stays the same. What's happening in that reality? You're upset because your value went down 40%, but you're actually a little bit happy because you paid me 40% less.
Yep.
Because I get paid on the value and I can't even control it. You get paid on the dividend, the client, and that's something we can't really control it, but we can predict it.
Yes.
So we can measure a client's
Right.
income and we get paid on something that's completely out of everybody's control. And it can work to your advantage. You can, if you're dripping and getting your investment drip, what can happen is when the market goes down, you're buying on massive sale. When the market's going up, you're buying at a premium. But the reality is that the average, hopefully, Lord willing, will be down over time. Or actually, you want the stock to continue to go up.
Yeah.
You only want it to be up when you sell it. You want it to be down when you're buying it. That's the reality.
Right.
Yep.
And to that point, you're eliminating the discussion of timing the market, right? Because you're consistently going through that process and you're reaping the benefits of both sides.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So let's talk about the downside when you don't use a drip. All right. So the biggest one is probably when you're in retirement. And on a past show, we've talked about dividend growth. But when you're in retirement, you can't use it
Unless it's surplus.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And what do you do in that regard? And that's a big question that comes up often. Okay, I'm in retirement. I've got, $1 million in my portfolio and I need $20,000 of income. Let's just say your portfolio is generating 50,000 of dividend income.
Yeah.
You only need 20. How do you take that money? What would you do? Most investors are like, well, I'll just cherry pick $20,000 of income on certain stocks and I'll pay those out and I'll take the other ones and we'll reinvest in the drip.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that's like trying to predict the All-Stars every single year.
Right.
There's ones that you're like, oh yeah, every year,
Right.
Michael Jordan, he's going to be, did he win it every single time? Or was he in the All-Star? I don't even know the answer to that. Probably.
Probably
not.
Of all the people you chose him.
But there's even years where the greatest, they get injured.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's no fault of their own. They just got injured and they had to sit out the year. So now they're not on the All-Star team.
But if you look at that, I don't know, and I would love to be, I want to fact check myself on that. How many actual All-Stars made it every single year of their career in any sport? And there's probably nobody on that list that made an All-Star every single year they were in whatever league. That is very difficult to do, even with a Michael Jordan. I bet you there was times that he didn't make the All-Star team Fact check me on that because I want to
Yeah.
know. I would
When he
think-
was active, when he was
Yeah, when
active.
he-
Don't
right.
count those 2 years he went and played baseball.
Not the baseball years. Yeah.
but the realities are it's almost impossible, or I would actually say it is impossible to figure that out.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb here, divide and conquer.
That's right.
If you need $20,000, open up an account, put the exact amount of money in it or very close, be a little bit over,
Yeah.
and produce $21,000
Yeah.
of dividend income. You live off of that. And the other amount of money, you're going to turn the drip on and reinvest that automatically.
Yep.
And it's 100. You got the same stocks in here paying you out, and you got the same stocks over here being reinvested in the drip format.
Yep.
So you don't have to pick anything.
We do this
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
And it's automatic.
It's
so It
automatic.
keeps us out of our own way and the emotions and all the things.
Yeah.
But
It's such an easy thing.
It is.
Any other downsides to no drip?
I mean, I guess we were saying taxable accounts. You can still owe the taxes whenever you reinvest.
The first
guess.
year, some people can
Yeah.
get caught off guard in a taxable account
Yeah.
because they're like, wait a minute, I didn't increase my income. Yeah, you did.
Is that brokerage account where it's getting reinvested? You still pay taxes, but you're moving up your cost.
It's a
basis.
privilege to pay tax at times.
It is.
Right.
And
Mhm.
we're talking about the privilege of making more dividend income, creating more shares, snowball effect, which
Yeah.
is going to cause more tax. So the downside is you're going to make more money.
Right.
That's
Right.
really what we're
It
saying.
really is an interesting conversation. And I have this once a year where the client or the prospect will be talking. We're looking at how much income we can generate based on their hard work and what they've saved. And they're like, whoa, that's too much income.
Right.
You're going to push me into the next tax bracket.
Yeah.
And so now we've got to like dissect how we're actually going to pay out income and all that. But it's just an interesting
It is.
conversation to have when people are overly concerned about the tax ramifications of dividends.
So let's talk about smart ways to use drips. So I would say right out of the gate, if you're a young person,
Oh, yeah.
if you're a middle-aged person, if you're a senior, if you're any age, turn on the drip.
Log into your account.
Right.
Check that little box that says reinvest all.
Reinvest.
I would say it
Call
seems,
us. We'll make sure that they are.
It seems like a no-brainer for the younger person, but I would say it's a no-brainer, period. Like, I don't know why you would ever turn it off. The only way
if you need 100% of what's being
Right.
that would be it.
pulled up. Yep.
And there are certain situations where foreign stocks might not be able to
they
be
just don't
dripped.
let you.
Yeah,
They
they're
don't
not
let you.
automatic. Yeah.
But that's an isolated situation. But the no-brainer, if you're any age,
Right.
if you're an age, you should be reinvesting into the drip. What else? What's another no-brainer?
Keep doing it.
Right.
I don't know that there's much more to it other than like make sure it's there. Make sure that you're reinvesting.
I think to reiterate the hybrid strategy of what we talked about, if you're in need of income, the worst thing that you can do, in my opinion, is try to compartmentalize a stock in your
Or
portfolio
cherry pick.
and say, hey, I'm just going to take the income out of these and then let these over here reinvest. You can do that, but I think that's a very dangerous strategy. And I think you're picking and choosing the ones you feel better or worse about for whatever reason, instead of just saying, hey, let me build a good team and let
Right.
the team do the work. So I'm going to build this team and I'm just going to have this one pay me out. I'm going to build this team and I'm going to have them pour back into themselves. That is the most effective way. Early in my career, I used to pick and choose, and I felt like I was getting burned all the time. And my clients were like, why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then I just went to the whole team approach. And then it just created a lot more paperwork. That's all it does. It stinks for us. Our clients,
Right.
all they got to sign is their name a few times. But we're just like paperwork heavy here or there because we're like, hey, you have 2 accounts for your IRA, 2 accounts for your Roth, 2 accounts for... Why? Because these ones we're paying out and we're trying to adjust for taxes and trying to make your income lower, even though you're taking the same amount of income, and we want to effectively be reinvesting in those same ones. So we might have 3 accounts, but actually doubled it because we've got payout accounts in the same 3, and we got reinvestment in the same 3. That's a hybrid approach. And if you do it effectively, I think you get the best of both worlds.
Right.
And not have to predict anything
That's right.
of which one's going to
The
go up and which one's
microwave
going
and
to
the slow cooker.
Yeah, the crock pot.
Crock pot.
Crock pot.
Aren't they the same?
All right, let's land
No,
the
they're
plane.
not. They're not. They're actually not.
What are some last takeaways?
I'm not the cook.
I would just say log into your account,
Right. Do
take
it.
a look at your stocks.
Do it. Don't
If there
overanalyze.
is an option, and look, you don't even have to know if the stock pays a dividend or not most of the time. There's just a box at the top where it says select all and reinvest dividend, and any stock that is paying a dividend, they'll reinvest that for you. So I would do that today.
Yeah, like do it.
Okay, so the call to action for the client is make sure your drip's turned on.
Make sure you
So
drip.
Get you
dripping.
some investment drip.
That's right.
That's what you need
Get
to
you some
do.
investment drip. That's
All right, and if you found this episode or any of our shows valuable, and if you learned anything, we'd love for you to share that or subscribe, follow us. And for those who do subscribe, if you go down to the comment section and you type in Dividend Starter Kit, and as long as you're a follower or subscriber, we'll DM you and we'll send you that kit absolutely no cost. It's a beginner's kit to getting into dividend investing, and even if you're not just a beginner, it's going to be very valuable information to you as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed. God bless.